Brad's sticking it to the banks. I've got an interview that happened today that you need to hear about. We're also going to talk a massive mistake. Someone minted 300 trillion worth of PYUSD. It's still a piece of crap no matter how much you mint. We're also going to talk XRP price, a crypto bro getting liquidated, along with
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Buenos tardes, muchachos and muchachas. You know what we're doing today? We're hanging out in Guate, but we're also bringing you the news while I'm on vacation. Now, Brad has something you need to hear. Yeah, he's taking a shot at traditional finance. We're also going to talk about Paxos issuing $300 trillion worth of PYUSD. Nah, they fixed it, but it's still a piece of shit. Let's talk heat map. Let's call altcoin season and your comments. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most, even if I'm in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. The Amazing World PC says, I miss you, buddy. I miss y'all too. Seriously, for real. This channel has become so woven into my daily life that when I didn't do a video yesterday, I kid you not, I was getting a little bit of anxiety. I love reading the comments. I read them while I'm in Antigua. I was reading them while I was at the cafe earlier today. I was reading them while I was doing a little bit of tours. Dedication, baby. That's why when I travel, you still get the news. Except for days I'm stuck in an airport. Because I don't think the people in the airport want me babbling about crypto. Richard Padilla dropping some support on the channel. Well, thank you, Richard. I greatly appreciate it. He says, you need to go out and have fun. The market doesn't realize you're on vacation. It's all right on your first day in Guatemala. Take mama for some cafecito. Well, thank you, Richard. And I think we might have to tear up the town a little bit tonight. I'm feeling well rested. Mark Balls, love the name, channel member. Thank you for the support 2 times over, sir. Says thanks. Much love, Klaus. Here's some spending mini. Ooh, some quetzales, kind sir. Thank you, and I greatly appreciate it. Ooh, okay. We're sliding back into the red. You're starting to see a little bit more softness. Now, what are you noticing though up on the screen? This right here. Look at BNB. Remember BNB was touching over 1300 and now BNB is at 1169 XP at 244 while Sol is under 200. Doge is right at 20 cents while ADA is at 67 cents. Is ADA a discount or is ADA still a piece of shit? Let me know down below. Altcoin season index, not good. 31 out of 100, which means what? Which means as this market is pulling back, you're seeing Bitcoin down only 1%, XRP down 2.5%, BNB down 5%, ADA down almost 4%, ETH down almost 3%. Yeah, BNB is holding its action better during this time. DEGEN world. James WYNN is a target card. I gotta be honest with you. This dude gets liquidated every other freaking week. And my theory, just throwing it out there, is that he's sponsored by Hyperliquid and that he's probably not losing the money because Hyperliquid is probably giving him the money to gamble with. High leverage crypto trader James the DEGEN WYNN was liquidated again. The only reason I'm sharing this for you is because what have you noticed? Hyperliquid is also on the heat map. Here it is right here. And Hyperliquid touched an all-time high here as of recent. Why? Well, because James WYNN was providing a bunch of juice. James WYNN, a high leverage crypto trader, was liquidated for almost $5 million on Wednesday. WYNN opened up $4.8 million in leverage positions with $197,000 in stablecoins, most likely from who? From Hyperliquid. Back with a vengeance, coming to get what's rightly mine, WYNN said on Tuesday. Well, you didn't get jack shit, sir, because you got liquidated. Oh, here's all his stuff. It's all linked in the description below. Don't really give a shit about this guy. DEGEN Tard Card. Paxos mistakenly issues 300 trillion of PayPal stablecoin. Oh, stablecoin issuer Paxos said it mistakenly minted 300 trillion of PayPal. Okay, here's why I'm bringing this up. Who the fuck was proofreading this shit? Like, for real, you're telling me that a company out there is minting stablecoins and they don't proofread the shit before they hit enter? Look, they were probably issuing 3 million, maybe 30 million, but most likely 3 million. And somehow some freaking idiot out there was like, let's put like 6 extra zeros on that and not proofread it. Just throwing it out there. Everyone makes mistakes. Some mistakes are worse than others, but don't worry, everyone. They burned it right away, realizing that it was a mistake. Brad Garlinghouse calls for parity in the treatment of TradeFi and crypto companies. Dude, I like this, and we need this. Here's why. Remember, Ripple applied for a national bank charter. As soon as that happened, big banks, the American Banking Association, and a couple other big agencies out there were like, whoa. Stop these crypto people from getting the banking licenses. Why? Well, because they want the control of the money. This is what Brad said. One of the things I would ask everyone to do, both reporters and otherwise, is to hold on, I messed that up. To hold traditional finance accountable for yes, I agree that the crypto industry should be held to the same standard around AML and KYC. Yes, 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 said Garlinghouse, and we should have the same access to structure like Fed master accounts. You can't say one and then combat the other. Essentially, what's happening here, okay, is Brad Garlinghouse is saying, look, if you want us to do KYC and AML, then give us access to master bank charters. You can't play both sides, can you? You can't be like, well, you have to do KYC and AML, but we're not going to give you the juice. That's bullshit. Now, by the way, where was Brad? Brad was in DC FinTech Week. That's happening today, guys, gals. This is today. So I'm going to have the whole DC FinTech Week streamed in the link down below. Definitely take a watch at it. There's some really good highlights here. They talk about all the big things that's happening in crypto, like high level stuff. And they also talked about a lot of future things of which I believe are totally, totally feasible. Now, Ripple has some big news for us. They secured their first major crypto custody partnership in South Africa, with Absa Bank. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. This is custody. Custody is something that Ripple has done. They bought Hidden Road for $2 billion. And the big thing that Ripple's been focusing on is RLUSD and custody. Why? Because it makes Ripple, the company, money. Ripple has teamed up with Absa Bank to offer South Africa's financial institutions access to institutional grade digital asset custody. The partnership allows the bank's customers to store cryptocurrencies and tokenized assets using Ripple's custody technology. It comes amid a growing appetite for blockchain based solutions. And let's be honest here with each other, custody is big. A lot of y'all out there, my family members, have had some problems with hacks, scams, and schemes. And if we could get better custody solutions, maybe that would make more people feel comfortable putting money in crypto. He said, Africa is experiencing a major shift in how value is stored and exchanged. And our partnership with ABSA underscores Ripple's commitment to unlocking the potential of digital assets on the complement. This came from Reese Merrick, Managing Director of Middle East and Africa. As one of the most respected and innovative banks in Africa, ABSA has a strong track record of innovation and leadership, and we're proud to support its digital asset ambitions. Will that bring price action XP? Not a freaking chance in hell. Will that bring money into Ripple? Yeah, that's why they did it. XRP records its highest retail FUD levels since Trump's tariffs. Okay, I got to share this with you. About 2 weeks ago, I did an article, and what their basic premise of this was what? Was the more you hear about all this negative stuff, the more we're what? At the bottom. And then after you get to peak FUD, what happens? Rebound action. Retail sentiment around XRP has reached its most pessimistic point in 6 months, according to new data from Sentiment. The firm noticed a sharp increase in bearish comments across social media, surpassing bullish mentions on 2 of the past 3 trading days. Now, here's what I want you to think. You know how, like, when you go to these things here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You go to, like, XRP's things here, and they say community sentiment. 88% of people think it's up, 12% think it's down. Yeah, the majority of us think crypto is going to go up. Otherwise, why would we be into it? The thing is, though, is for 2 out of 3 days, there was more negative comments than positive. Even though, check it out, look, community sentiment is more bullish. I just clicked on it for you. Than bearish. Just think about that, okay? So high amounts of FUD means what? Means a lot of people are scared. And when a lot of people are scared, what happens? Well, we've seen it. The institutions and big whales gobble it up because the FUD brings the price down. Historically, such spikes in retail FUD have often preceded recoveries as markets tend to move against short-term trader sentiment. However, XRP technical outlook is mixed as it heads into a critical October window. Here's the problem. Those ETFs that we've been talking about that we should be getting in 3 days, postponed. Yeah, so we might have a little bit more negativity. Remember, we still got to go through Jerome Powell screwing up the economy. We still got to deal with the United States-China tariffs. We still got to deal with the fact that the government shutdown pauses all those ETFs because ain't no one working in the SEC right now. The SEC only has 10% of its employees working right now, and they're just working on extreme emergencies. Yeah, ETF approvals are not extreme emergencies. So, XRP price, well, we hit some pretty nasty lows here a few days ago. But are we set for a rebound? The only way I think we're going to be getting a rebound is if we get the US China thing figured out, if we get the regs figured out, if we get the government shutdown figured out, if we get the ETFs finally approved. But again, what is it all hinging on? Yep, government shutdowns. Volume for XRP right now is down 34% last 24 hours to 5.6 billion. So not only has the sentiment been extremely negative for XRP, but XRP down 34% in volume while the rest of the crypto market is down 23. So XRP is seeing a bigger decline in volume compared to the average. Right now, volume for the crypto market is $204 billion. I honestly believe that we might get a little bit more lower price action before we get a rebound. Why? Yo, we got a lot of negative shit, and word on the street has it, government shutdown's gonna last until November. And with that shutdown lasting through November, that not only pushes out the XRP ETFs, we're talking about SOL, HBAR, a whole slew of them were set to go this month. So now the problem is, though, see, business is still going on in Los Estados Unidos. Problem is, with business going on, people filing for ETFs, people filing for this, filing for that, there's no one at the SEC office to do shit about it. So the SEC's office paperwork, well, we don't have paperwork, right? Everything's fucking done digitally now. But if we were doing paperwork, these papers would just be stacking up every day, more and more and more. Because remember, the government is shut down, but businesses aren't. And businesses still need to function. They still need to use the SEC. So we just get further and further behind. So if we're going all the way to November, that's a really big stack of problems. Now, the issue we got, though, is that the United States government shutdown is going to be lasting until these people figure it out. Both sides of the aisle. It's not too good of odds, is it? So, XRP, my belief, you got to be careful here because we need a few things to break first before we can rebound. The problem is, everything that we want to break, there's really no good outlook as of yet. So we're kind of like getting bent over. Now I'm going to be bringing you videos all while I'm on vacation. And trust me, as soon as we get good news, I share it. We get bad news, I share it. Happy or sad? Yeah, I'm going to share it. And my wife's not wearing any clothes. And yeah, I got to go. I got stuff to do. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to do the outro. My hair's a mess. My shirt's on backwards. Choo choo bitches.